All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to keep it really short. Today we're going to talk about another pattern that is very explosive and how to capture these profits really easy. I've made a lot of money off of this strategy, so I hope to show you guys how to. I've had a lot of questions pop up, so I wanted to have you guys a video to refer to. So today the topic is going to be gap fills up and gap fills down. So, pretty basic concept. What happens is we have a stock that gaps down in the morning. It usually can gap down off of bad earnings, if it has a dilution, bad news, something like that. And we can see on the one day we have this space. There's no candles in between here to here. That creates a gap. Stocks like to fill gaps. It's kind of like a magnet. If there's a gap to fill, it's kind of like a magnet. It's gonna try to fill that. So when we have this gap to fill down and we're starting to look up, this is what is to look for. So when we're looking for a gap fill up, what we usually see is we kind of have this rounding base, and then this first red candle on the daily. Do we see this first red candle on this gap was at the top of the wick is at 0.359. Once we break that level, is where we want to go long into this place. So if we would have went long, if we had this, on alert, we go long right here. We have a gap to fill all the way back up to 46 cents. So there's a lot of plays that, we're down 80-90% off of earnings, dilution, stuff like that. So if you can see the same exact play, we have a gap down. Once it hits the high of this wick, it is easy money, just like that, easy money. You have to manage your risk once you enter, scale out, but one of the easiest plays that you can ever find. So this exact same setup, you can go through chart, look at stocks. They're usually going to be bio stocks, but like I said, we usually fill that gap upwards. It always wants to fill that gap. So there's not a lot of resistance in this gap at all. It is important to note that if we look back here, this is a very gappy stock, but up here, we tried to, right here. See, look, we broke down this last red candle, which would be here. We go long once it breaks 0.49, and we have that gap to fill all the way back up. So it worked there. It usually tends to work. So I love that play. On the other hand, we have gaps to fill down. So people can say, for example, like Nike, we had this huge gap up, 133 to 151. Once we break this line, so once we break this 150 line, we have this gap to fill down. So in the gap to fill down, the stock price can move very quickly, and it can do it very fast. So when our gap fills down, what we want to make sure is that we don't really want to be in a stock that has a gap to fill down so close. Now, what I have noticed in the past is that once we fill this gap down, so once we hit this 134 level, if we do, we usually bounce off of that. So that's important to know. And I know people, for example, will pull up this stock, there was a couple of stocks, but people talk to me. Here's another gap to fill. This last candle was at this 5.6 level. Once we can break over that again, we went 5.6 all the way up to 888. So lots of potential on this play. I just wanted to keep it short, kind of give you guys just a basic analysis, what to look for. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like this video, make sure to sub. I also started a Patreon, so I'll leave that in the link below. I hope you guys have a good one, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I am live.